Okay, I think it's time to have our workshop start. So, yeah, today we welcome Robert as the developer advocate from Starknet. And since our audience is also Chinese community members and developers, so I will do the dual language introduction. Okay, I will do Chinese first and then in English. Sounds good. So,大家好，欢迎来到今天的这个 Opportunities on Starknet。What's next after Basecamp 线上的分享会，我是今天的主持人 Dixon，很高兴和大家相聚在我们的 Zoom 直播间。今天我们将一起探讨 Starknet 在2025年的发展蓝图，以及 Basecamp 结业后如何继续你的 Starknet 学习之旅，甚至探索生态中的职业机会。那么呢，在正式开始前，我也提醒大家，今天的分享会以英文进行。如果有问题，可以在 Q&A 环节提问。分享会结束后，我们会把这个回放上传到 YouTube 和 B 站。那么我们再有一个英文的这么一个 introduction, basically to Robert. So, hello everyone, welcome to today's online workshop, Opportunities on Starknet and What's Next After Basecamp. I'm your host, Dixon, and I'm thrilled to have you all with us on Zoom today. So, we will explore Starknet 2025 roadmap, how to continue your Starknet learning journey after Basecamp, and even discover career opportunities within the ecosystem. Before we begin, a few quick reminders. Today's session will be conducted in English. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask during the Q&A session. And last is a recording will be uploaded to YouTube and Bilibili after the event. Now let's give a warm welcome to our guest, Robert, developer advocate from Starknet Foundation. So let me just give you guys a brief introduction of Robert. So Robert is a developer advocate at Starknet Foundation, an experienced blockchain developer and an expert in parallel programming. He is also passionate about on-chain game development and contributing to the open source communities. So let's hand to the floor to Robert and share his insight on Starknet 2025 vision and the future opportunities. So Robert, the stage is yours now.
Thank you, Dixon, for this warm welcome and introduction. And thank you, TinTinLand, for this amazing opportunity to speak in front of everyone. I'm super excited to be here. And without further ado, let me share my screen and get started. I sent a request to share my screen. Let's see if it works. We have it ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see
Everyone
it.
can see my. Okay, perfect. So, GM everyone, welcome to today's presentation on Starknet's exciting journey ahead. I'm excited to have you all here and explore what's next for Starknet, and more importantly, what's next for all of us as builders, developers, innovators in this ecosystem. Without further ado, let's dive in and explore what's next. Before jumping into the exciting updates, I already got an introduction. You usually always have this slide everywhere I go, but yeah, my name is Robert. I work with the ecosystem team at the Starknet Foundation. My roles involves usually working closely with our developer community, supporting the ecosystem growth, and helping coordinating some of the incredible innovations you'll hear about today. In terms of like languages, I speak English, Romanian, and Hungarian. So if any of you want to connect afterwards in any of those languages, I'd love to chat with you. You can find me on X and Telegram, and yeah, let's dive into the good stuff. So here, what I will be covering today, I kind of like structured this presentation around three key areas that I think will define your experience with Starknet moving forward. So first of all, we'll dive deep into Starknet in 2025. Here we'll be discussing where things are getting really exciting, where we'll be talking about major upgrades, the path to full decentralization, and some groundbreaking innovations that will position Starknet as the most advanced layer 2 in the space. Then we'll shift focus to your Starknet journey, because all of these technical improvements mean nothing if they don't translate into real opportunities for you as builders and developers. And finally, we'll wrap up with some concrete opportunities such as grants, programs, and community initiatives that you can all get involved right after this. So let's start with the big picture. Starknet in 2025 and the changes coming your way. This will be more technical, but I'll try to make it as simple as possible. So in 2025, we have three major initiatives that would fundamentally change the network. The first one is the version upgrades, which includes the V014 release, has a lot of changes, and the next generation Stu Prover. Second is the journey towards full decentralization. We're currently in almost completed with phase two, and we have an exciting roadmap ahead. And finally, the third is something truly groundbreaking. I'm sure some of you already heard about this, is Starknet becoming the first layer two to settle on both Ethereum and Bitcoin. So let me go through all of these individually. So initially, we have V014, and I want you to understand just like how big of a change this release is. We're talking about architectural changes to Starknet, and the key dates for this upgrade is basically testnet is June 30th, and then mainnet July 28th. These are tentative dates, but if you want to stay more up to date with what's happening, there are the pre-release notes. There's a link to a community forum regarding this topic, and you'll be able to explore all of this. So first, we'll be introducing Tendermint consensus, which will involve 4 independent sequencers operating with 1 block finality. This is a major step towards true decentralization. Instead of having single sequencer, we'll have multiple nodes reaching consensus on every single block. And this fundamentally will change how Starknet operates. We'll be changing completely the transaction ordering. We had first in, first out, so the FIFO transaction ordering, but now with the introduction of mempool, this will be we'll be adding a fee market where the higher the fee, the higher the ordering for these transactions. So this means that I mean, you can think of like upgrading from a basic queue to a sophisticated traffic management system that prioritizes transaction based on like fee and network conditions, especially when networks are getting congested. This means faster processing and usually better UX overall. The block time was also dropping to 4 to 6 seconds with basically sub-second pre-confirmation. This means that users will see their transactions confirmed nearly instantly, and will definitely improve the overall experience on Starknet. Finally, I think that the also like one of the biggest improvements to the network is in the introduction of Stu Prover. So this is the next generation proof system that's already available and open source. Stu Prover will be production ready by end of Q2. This means probably July or beginning of Q3. And just to put it in perspective, this is 1,000 times faster than our current prover, which is Stone Prover. So Stone Prover is currently in production that currently operates on Starknet. It generates the proof, and this will be replaced by Stu Prover. That will be way faster. In case you are interested in all of these releases and all of these information, as I mentioned at the beginning, you can check the pre-release notes. All the details are there, the technical details. And what's nice about it, you can also interact with these news. You can ask the participants in this discussion about different questions. So there's a lot of things coming to V14. These are some of the main areas, but there's more to it that I haven't included. But definitely these version upgrades will change Starknet to a more scalable, faster, and secure network overall. Now, let's talk about decentralization. This is where Starknet is I think I can say Starknet is writing the playbook for how layer twos should evolve. So we basically have a methodical four-phase approach to the building the security before decentralization control. So initially we have the introduction of phase one, which we already completed, introduces Stark staking with complete permissionless delegation. Anyone can stake and anyone can become a validators. More information about this is available on the Starknet IO docs documents website if you want to become a staker or validator. But now we're currently moving into phase two, where validators begin testing blocks. So they're not just like passively participating anymore; they're actively validating the network state. And then phase three and phase four is phase three is basically goes to full block validation and voting. Validators becomes the guardians of the network consensus, and phase four is the end game where validators become fully responsible of producing, testing, and proving blocks. At that point, Starknet operates completely independently of any central authority. So looking at the current numbers that we have today, I've actually checked, I think 1 hour ago. What we have is we have 112 validators with over 68,000 delegators and more than 270 million Stark stake. So that's not just participation, that's basically massive economy security. We're building a network where the community truly owns and operates this infrastructure. So I believe early 2026, Starknet will be the first layer two to achieve complete decentralization. That means no central authority, no single point of failure, and no censorship possible. These are very important core structures that it's needed for decentralization. Okay, and now to something that's actually groundbreaking and something that will fundamentally change both Bitcoin and Ethereum ecosystems. I'm sure that some of you already know about this, but Starknet is becoming the first layer two to settle both on Bitcoin and Ethereum simultaneously. And just to think about what this means. Right now, most Bitcoin just sits dormant in wallets and exchanges. It's a digital gold, but it cannot do much beyond simple transfer. And we want to change that. We are changing that completely. So we're using the same Stark proof, the same technology that secures Starknet and Ethereum to settle directly on Bitcoin's blockchain. This creates trusted verification without changing the Bitcoin's core protocol. And we're essentially giving Bitcoin a huge addition or flexibility by adding smart contracts capabilities while preserving everything that makes Bitcoin secure. This change or transformation is truly incredible because we're taking Bitcoin from 13 transactions per second to a few hundreds of thousands of TPS. Not only that, but we're also bringing DeFi applications like staking, borrowing, lending, and more to Bitcoin. So you can imagine yield farming with your Bitcoin or use it as collateral for loans. This will be soon possible. We're not just building bridges between ecosystem, we're trying to create a unified blockchain universe where Bitcoin and Ethereum liquidity can flow seamlessly between these two ecosystems. Essentially, if you look at these two ecosystems, these are the two biggest ecosystems in the blockchain. Bitcoin by being the first one that created the whole universe, and Ethereum that changed it completely. So overall, we're quite excited about this integration and more. If you want to follow up more news about this, make sure to follow the Starknet Foundation channel and also Starkware's channels to stay up to date about this integration. Now, regarding your journey, since we kind of like covered all of these technical advantages that are coming to Starknet in 2025, I would like to shift the focus to what really matters. It's your Starknet journey. So, because here's the thing, with all of this upgrades, decentralization milestones, and Bitcoin integration, it doesn't mean anything if it doesn't translate into real opportunities and better experiences for you as developers, builders, and innovators in this ecosystem. So let's talk about what these changes actually mean for you, for your day-to-day experience building on Starknet. Your journey in Starknet ecosystem is about to get way more exciting. So, um, I'm not sure if you have seen this overall, this image, but this is something that we circulate quite often in our newsletters or on social media or in every program. But initially, this is what your map looks like your Starknet journey map. So all of you who participated the Basecamp, you are just completing the learning stage where you understand what Starknet is, how it works, and what makes it unique. You've attended Basecamp, you observed the technical knowledge, and now you're ready for what comes next. And let me paint that picture for you. So we're about to head into the Connect stage, and this is where things are getting exciting. This is where you stop being a passive observer and start becoming like an active participant in the ecosystem. The goal here is simple. You have to meet your tribe, find fellow funders, brilliant developers, crazy researchers, the people who basically become your collaborators, your founders, or lifelong connections. Start contributing to open source projects on OnlyDOS, participate in hackathons such as the OD hackathon, which I think there's one every month. And during these hackathons, the nice thing about it is that they need people from all backgrounds. So developers, product managers, designer, everybody has a place. What you can do next is organize a meetup in your city or attend Starknet events. I'll show you just in a couple of slides where you can get this information. But basically, this is where you exercise your building muscle while making the connections that will define your journey. Now, after the connect phase comes the build phase, the stage where ideas transform into reality. You've met your crew, you've selected the team, and now you're ready to create a project, an idea. You can register either for the next hackathon that will probably happen around September, or even can start now to build a simple or solid POC, proof of concept. Here you can start innovate, work on the project, and collaborate with your teammates, and do something interesting, build something cool. This basically will help you to push forward to the middle phase, where you basically go through the hackathon. You also have the chance to participate in a hacker house or startup house. And then these intensive startup houses have happened like during every, I would say, 4 to 5 months. So if this is something interesting to you, this is also possible. Now, going further, there's the kickstart phase or stage, is where you kind of like develop the POC or the MVP of your project into something big. Your idea becomes solid, your team is fully focused, and you can apply for a seed grant and receive funding to turn your project or your vision into reality. This is your chance to ship your MVP, get visibility, connect to mentors, and receive even technical support from the ecosystem and from the foundation. Finally, there's 2 more stages: iterate, where your product is live, but let's say it's not currently perfect, but that's okay. This is where you iterate with your product, where you confront reality, learn from users, make your product better every single day. We'll help you with to receive feedback, provide technical support, and even connect you to various VCs who want to increase and help you with promising projects. And finally, the growth stage is basically where traction hits and things escalate quickly. So more user, more engagement, more volume. This is where you expand the team. And basically what I want to say is that at every stage, we have programs and support and team members to support you and aid you through all of these programs. So this is what it looks like from an overview. Every stage builds on the last, and we're here to help you every step of the way. Your journey in the Starknet ecosystem doesn't end with learning. It's just the beginning of something incredible. Okay. Now, On to the next one is opportunities. And now that we have a rough understanding of the journey ahead, I would like to get more concrete. And I just want to discuss about some of the specific community opportunities that are available right now, such as the programs, grants, and initiatives that you can dive into immediately to accelerate your progress overall. I myself, I've also started like you, I've participated in so one of my stories, and this is I rarely tell everyone this, but I've usually started with Basecamp. I participated in cohort 2, and afterwards I started to participate in or start building in open source projects, and one thing kind of like led to another, and the more I participated and got myself involved with the ecosystem, with the community, with different projects. I got more attached to Starknet, and the rest is history. Since then I've been truly happy with all the development that happened so far. But anyway, let's get into the opportunities ahead. So, for those of you who want to keep building and contributing to the ecosystem, I want to introduce you to OnlyDoes. This is the perfect place where you want to start your journey. So OnlyDoes is a platform that connects developers with open source projects. I believe they recently expanded beyond Web3. They serve an entire open source community, and the numbers speak for themselves. Like over the last 2 years, they distributed more than $11 million in rewards to 10,000 developers worldwide. So here's why this matters for you as a builder. OnlyDoes not only helps you to turn your project skills into like ongoing contributions, or even the tool sets that you've learned during the Basecamps, but you also get matched with projects that you find and fit your interests. So if you're looking to build on specific tech stack, that's also possible. It also helps you to build a portfolio that kind of like opens the door to future opportunities. And finally, connect to maintainers and fellow developers worldwide. This is a good chance for you to discuss, share ideas, and even make friends along the way. Whether you're looking to refine your skills or on real projects, or just contribute to Starknet ecosystem, or explore even opportunities, OnlyDoes provides the perfect platform to keep growing as a developer overall. So if you want to join, you can follow the link contribute.onlydoes.com. It's just another way to continue your building journey and stay connected to the Starknet community overall. Now, beyond building and contributing, you can also stay connected with the community by joining some of these links. So overall, the Starknet ecosystem is quite vibrant and global, and there are multiple ways to reach out. So if you're, for example, if you're heading towards ETC in Cannes, there's a really good opportunity for you to connect with the foundation's Starknet community, and also the members from the foundation. We're hosting several exciting events there. I believe we'll have a Startup House demo night where you can see the latest innovations happening. We'll have like ZK morning coffee session, morning beach yoga, and Starknet beach hangout. So don't miss the last one, because like the best conversation happened there. You can fully find the events calendar at the Luma page. And in case you cannot make it to Cannes, we have other events happening around the world regularly. So I've added the link there to the events page, where you'll find different meetups, hackathons, and conferences near you. So whether it's a local developer meetup or major conference, these events are where connection turns into collaboration. I do invite you to join them and discuss and collaborate with your fellow peers. And of course, you can join online communities. So we have active Discord servers, Telegram groups, and a variety of forums where builders share idea, get help, and even announce latest projects. So if you want to stay connected and find the right community for you, you can visit the Starknet.io online communities. I think the beautiful thing about this ecosystem is that it's not only about the technology, it's also about the people. The connections you make, whether online or even at an event, often becomes the foundation for your next big project or your next co-founder, or even for your next friendship. So stay connected, stay engaged, and be part of this. And beyond the beyond staying connected, we have several programs designed to accelerate your journey. And there's like I guess three key opportunities here that you would need to know about. So the first one is the Founders Basecamp. This is an incubator style program, so specifically designed to get founders pitch ready. So if you're interested about starting a company in the Starknet ecosystem, this program will help you refine your idea, build your pitch, and connect with resources that you need. You can find more details at the Luma link. And then second one, I think this is something that intrigues me quite a lot, is mostly towards our gaming builders. So if you're interested in games, or if you heard about Dojo engine, there's a Dojo Vibe Jam happening soon. I think it will happen in 8 days or something like that. So this is a special vibe coding edition where you can focus on building like fully on-chain games using Dojo engine. It's a 3 intensive days where teams come together, build a future of on-chain gaming. And if you're interested to participate in this Dojo Jam, feel free to click or check out the link down below. I personally find the on-chain vertical in Starknet quite interesting, because recently there were some releases for games that were quite fun. And so, for example, like Eternum, if you haven't heard, like the one thing that I want to say is that feel free to participate, feel free to check out these games, these innovations, and also collaborate with the developers. There's a lot of games that are quite interesting, such as Eternum, Blob Arena, Ponzi Land, Pistols at 10 Blocks, and more. So there's quite a lot of games that are already released. They're fun. Try them out, explore the ecosystem overall, and see for yourself. And finally, I just want to mention there's the canonical Basecamp, so the developer Basecamp. It's I think the 13th edition. It will be a 5-week programming bootcamp specifically designed to onboard developers into the Starknet ecosystem. So if you feel like you would want to learn more, or you want to remind you of some of the theory, or even like start coding again, it's a nice program to get involved as well. This will happen, I think, in August, so I added the link there. So if you're interested in joining, feel free to do so. Overall, these programs aren't just about learning, it's they're about doing them. So you're building real projects, connect with mentors, and graduate with the skills and networks you need to succeed in the Starknet ecosystem. Each program is basically designed to move you forward and build your builder journey, whether you're focused on founding a company, build games, or even becoming a developer on Starknet. And finally, what I want to show you is for teams that are ready to take their project to next level with dedicated funding, we do have Seed Grants program. So this program is specifically designed to foster growth for early stage projects in the Starknet ecosystem, and it provides 25K or $25,000 in Stark tokens. And let me emphasize this: is like you will be able to develop your project, bring it up to speed, and even build the MVP for the project and release it to the mainnet. So these seed grants are perfect for these type of things. We're looking for teams that are actively involved in the Starknet ecosystem, teams that plan to leverage the existing tools, integration, and building compelling new ideas that can drive real usage and create great user experience overall. The requirements are straightforward, so you'll need clarity on what you're building. So you'll need an MVP, a proof of concept to show the capabilities. And if you're built during, like for example, during a hackathon like the Dojo Jam, or maybe an upcoming hackathon, you're already well positioned. So this represents another crucial step in the Starknet journey, as we discussed earlier with the roadmap that you have, moving from build to learning to scaling and to even like support in terms of like financial support. Yeah.
Yep.
If you want to learn, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, you can continue. I thought you finished. Yeah.
No, I still have one more slide. It's just if you want to learn more about this Sea Grant, there's a link there at the bottom. So make sure to check the link. And the Starknet Foundation supports builders who are committed to pushing Starknet forward and creating the next generation of decentralized application. I want to say that the opportunity is there. The question is, are you ready to take the next step? And finally, I just want to wrap up for today. I just want to remember this. I want you to remember this moment. You're in the right place and the right time. Over the past few weeks, you observed the fundamentals of Starknet. You learned about Cairo, you explored unique features and understand what makes the ecosystem special. But more than that, you've connected with also fellow builders that share the same vision of what blockchain technology can become. So this Basecamp is almost over, but this is just the beginning. Some of the most successful projects in crypto started with developers who took their time to truly understand technology, just like you have here. The tools are in your hands now. It's up to you to decide to build with them. So whether you're heading straight into a hackathon or joining Only DOS or even applying for a Sea grant or taking time to explore the ecosystem overall, you're proven that you're committed to learning Starknet. You've shown you understand the potential of this technology. And what I can say is that you earned your place in this incredible ecosystem. So thank you for making this Basecamp everything we hoped it would be and more. And now keep learning, keep building, and keep pushing the boundary of what's possible. This is just the beginning of your Starknet journey. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And thank you for having me.
Yep. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Robert, for this pretty well structured and detailed presentation. So we basically see the new technology will be adopted and the seed foundation, the grants and everything. So I think now is our Q&A section. So let me do a Chinese version as well. So 非常感谢这个 Robert 今天的精彩分享。那么呢，刚才的分享其实也是非常清晰的，然后讲到了 Starknet 未来的发展路径啊，包括我们可以参与的活动，然后包括他们的这个 seed grants 这一些的，都有一个非常详细的一个介绍。那么我们接下来将进入我们的 Q&A 环节，然后大家可以在聊天的记录里头提交问题，然后我们也会选一些问题，从社区里选一些问题，然后让大家来进行一个提问。Okay, now while Robert, you were presenting, I see a question from YD in the message box, and he or she asked, could two support independent run even in Web2 application?
Yes. So regarding Web2, so what I would probably suggest is that so the question is, could Stu support independent run even in Web2 application?
Yeah.
I believe so. Initially, like depends on how you structure your application itself, but initially, it could support Web 2. But essentially, you will also have to build the Web 3 components, meaning that you'll have to create a Cairo program that will basically create that verification of the application that you're building. So yes, it can support the Web 2 applications, but you'll need to further build a carrier program that will be able to execute that Stu will be able to execute and prove. But I'm happy to go in more details about how to do this. I can send you more resources. So if you can reach out to me at the beginning, I think I've shared here. If you can reach out to me to any of those channels, I'll be able to send you more information about Stu and how to do something like this.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, so everyone, you can check either this page or Sutong Chen also post all the links that Robert has mentioned in the chat box. So everyone who can contact Robert directly, for questions as well. So we just have another question coming up, and in Chinese is 非技术背景的人如何参与 Starknet 的生态? So I will translate for you. So how can someone without a tech background get involved in Starknet ecosystem?
Good question. I think the best way to get involved, if you don't have a tech background, is mostly we have this program that we are running. It's called the Founders Basecamp. And this is a great way to get involved, mostly because it's like it involves you connecting with other people that have more of a business background, entrepreneur background, things like this, not necessarily the tech background. So it's a great way to get started. I would definitely suggest to join one of those sessions, find out more about Starknet, and also just participate in any online communities that you can reach out. But initially, the Founder Basecamp is just perfect for people that don't have any tech background. It mostly covers the soft skills side, the entrepreneurship side, and it's a great way to get started.
Great. Yeah. Also, we saw a question in the chat box saying, is there any financial assistance, to accelerator or investment that they can apply? And yeah, I think Sutong Chen already answered the question like pretty precisely in the message box, saying the seed grants and also the growth grants, the founder Basecamp. Yeah, I think that well answered the question.
Yeah, maybe
Let
just
me
to
see.
add here something else. Like this is the part where so as Sutung mentioned, there's the sequence. You also get product mentorship help, and you get also all sorts of support along this side of the journey. Essentially, you'll start with the seed grant, mostly if you already have an idea of what type of projects you want to build, and you can apply for a seed grant, and from there, we'll help you, give you the necessary support, and even put you through various different programs, such as I think we have an upright accelerator program, and we'll have something more in the upcoming weeks as well.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's a similar question coming up. I'm not a developer. Can I still get involved in Starknet, maybe in marketing community or product roles? I think, yeah, you mentioned that before, right? From
Yeah,
the first question.
yeah, Yeah, that's true. You can get involved with the Founders Basecamp. I think that's a
Yeah,
good place to start to get more information, but also make sure to check the Only Does part. There's a variety of skills that are needed there, and there's various projects. For example, they need a product person, a product manager, a variety of different roles, or even like marketing initiatives. So make sure to check Only Dust as well, just to put it out there.
cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty precise. And let me see. Yeah, there is another question from the community. This is, can I find founders or co-founders, from the Starknet ecosystem?
Yes. You can. We have a dedicated group, a Telegram group channel for founders and co-founders. And if you want, you can reach out to me again. And if you want to connect with them, you'll be able to discuss with them. But again, if you join also the founders program, you'll be able to connect with them as well.
Great, great. Yep, new one. Are there projects in Only Dust all belong to Starknet ecosystem?
Um, There are a lot of projects on Only Does from the Starknet ecosystem, but it's not only about Starknet ecosystem. You'll find other ecosystems there as well. So if you're interested in other ecosystems, you could potentially explore that as well.
Cool. Yeah, and let's see, is there any more coming up? Ooh. Oh, I think There's the one from the because we also doing like a co-live stream, on our WeChat platform. So there's the one
Mhm.
from the WeChat. So he asked, how can I continue learning Starknet after Basecamp ends?
That's a good way to put it. So initially, what I would suggest is where is it? I didn't. So I would definitely invite you to join one of the online communities there. Connect with people there. Discuss everything you guys want to about projects or ideas. I would also check what type of events are around and what events I can join. So, for example, if there's a certain hackathon or like things happening, like for example the Dojo Vibe Jam, I would definitely participate too, or even like sign up for other programs that are available. But initially, I think from here, what's next is just to connect with people, and then you could also start participating in various hackathons, or even start working on a project itself. And then I think Sutung just posted some links, useful links. There's like Node Guardian, Speedrun, Starknet, and Starklings. These are some of the learning materials that you can just try them out and practice what you've learned. But yeah, initially connect with the overall ecosystem, and then start participating in some of the hackathons or start working on some projects. If you need support or technical support, you can always ask in various channels. I think Discord, the Starknet Discord, is the best place. Everybody's there, so even I'm there. Situng is there, so feel free to ping us there. But yeah, connect is the next step, and then start exploring the ecosystem overall.
Yeah. So be sure to join our Discord community. And let's see. Let's just wait for a couple seconds to see if there are any questions coming up.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for helping with the questions.
Yeah, it's they do it pretty busy. Let's see. Okay, I don't see any from the Zoom, and let me check the WeChat platform. There's a one. Is there a real world use case such as DeFi, NFT, gaming AI that are thriving on Starknet? Oh, no.
Yes, you should actually check Ponziland. It's a quite cool game that's I think currently live, and you can test it out. It's let me see if I can actually get a link. But Ponzi Land. Um, you can play the game. It basically involves DeFi mechanics, and it's a fun way to gamify it as well. And make sure to check it out. I think Sutton shared their link, their Twitter channel or X channel, and this is also their website. It involves so overall, like you have a tile that operates that you can buy this land specifically, and you can earn staking rewards based on the lands around you. But initially, just explore the game, see for yourself, and it's a cool game. I played myself, and it's definitely nice to see it.
Yeah, I will try myself as well. Sounds pretty fun though. Yeah,
Nice.
I was doing real estate, so buying land is my thing.
Yeah, it's you buy the land, and then you have a certain time limit, and then other people can nuke your land, and it's a whole DeFi mechanics that involves staking. And I won't tell you all the mechanics. I'll let you discover it for yourself, because that's the beauty of the game.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I think we can wrap up for today. And once again, a huge thank you to Robert, for your insightful sharing. And we definitely get a lot of understanding of Starknet 2025 plans and learn path, career opportunities, and also all the resources, you guys have posted in the message box and also on your presentation. So let me share my screen to let people to follow on Starknet.
Yes, for sure. thank you, Dixon, for having me, and thank you, TinTinLand, as well for having me here.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so yeah, everyone, so please follow Starknet's official updates and Starknet Developer Basecamp Season 3 is now open for registration. And we warmly welcome you to sign up or scan the QR code on the screen, to add our assistant on WeChat and join the conversation and connect with more Starknet developers. 所以非常感谢大家今天的到来啊，然后包括对 Starknet 生态感兴趣的，我们都积极关注 Starknet 的官方动态。刚才他们也放了 X 的这个链接，包括我们今天 Robert 他的 X 的这个联系方式，包括有 Discord 呀这些的。然后包括我们在 Starknet 开发训练营第3期也在火热进行中，然后欢迎大家积极报名。扫描添加小助手，然后包括扫描屏幕上的二维码，和更多的 Snark 的开发者进行交流。那么今天的分享呢，我们也是就此结束，然后非常感谢大家的参与，我们下次活动再见。So that's a wrap up for today's workshop. So thank you all for joining us, and see you at the next event.
Thank you very much. Have a great
Yeah,
day.
have a great day, Robert.
Bye bye. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.